Everybody, this is going to be our final video on the weekend analysis, and instead of the airlines for this video, we are looking at oil. And oil, as we know, is a huge part of airlines' cost structure. And another thing is oil is really affected by interest rates. So notice how, when interest rates really became kind of a big fear, especially hitting the markets in October, oil also pulled back very hard. So notice since really the beginning of October is when we topped out here and literally moved down over 30% since. And the move down in oil has then sparked a move up in airlines as it is a big part of the cost structure. So the reason though that oil has moved down is because oil is denominated in US dollars. So if somebody from a different country needs to buy oil, they need to convert their currency into USD. Well, by doing that, once the US dollar appreciates from higher interest rates, that creates lower demand for oil because now it costs more money to acquire oil by converting your money into US dollars. So that's kind of the logic behind it. And, from the longer term perspective, this has just been an absolute nightmare on the weekly candle. It's literally been 8 weeks in a row of red. We have not seen that in a long time. So this is definitely something to keep in mind. We did bounce pretty nicely on the support area here. We're very oversold on the percent range, very oversold on the RSI. The MACD at this point really doesn't matter too much because, as we've mentioned before, the MACD is really a lagging indicator. This is probably going to be the last one we see kind of confirm the reversal. So on the longer term time frame, we really don't have anything confirming anything yet. We do have a little bit of divergence here, both on the weekly candle and the daily candle. So the divergence is essentially the dropping price here, but then the RSI is finding higher lows. And also on the shorter term time frame, we have the MACD about to cross here as well. So the shorter term MACD wants to cross. The longer term MACD is not quite there yet, but we will probably most likely obviously see the reversal kind of happening first on the daily time frame, and then the weekly time frame we'll most likely want to be looking for some type of bullish kind of candle close into the coming weeks right on this trend line. If this trend line does not hold, we could break down further and then test this area below. This is US oil, so this is not exactly a barrel of oil, but if US oil did drop from around 10 to around 974 or 1073 to 974, that's a decent pullback still. That's over 5% decrease on oil from here. So we'll just have to see if this area holds. We'll have to see if divergence continues to kind of materialize here. And at that point, oil may be reversing to the upside, and then airlines may be reversing to the downside. We'll just have to see what happens. We will have updates in December, so make sure to follow us, and please ask us any questions that you have about the platform, how to set up alerts, how to set up automated preferences for your trend lines, anything like that. We are happy to help, and we are happy to be providing some new features as well in the coming months. We just kind of recoded our backend our backend kind of coding on the platform. So in the next couple months, we will be working diligently to get out some new features to kind of continue to have users check out some new things we have coming. Thanks so much for listening. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week.